Wow, I sounded depressing in that last lecture, talking about all this overabundance, how this is the worst of times in human history. Well, all that is true, but, and it's a big but, this is the best time to be a human being, in my opinion. This is a golden opportunity for people to be creators, to experience the highs, the joys that in the past were limited to a tiny elite. The great news about the modern world is that traditional gatekeepers no longer matter. For so many years, for all of human history, most people had to be content with just being a subsistence farmer. Just getting by, starving most of the time. Well, those days are gone. And certainly having too much food is a lot better than having not enough food and starving to death. But what's so exciting to me is this ability now for people to create their own ideas, their own books, their own videos, their own software, their own services, their own apps. We're in a golden age where people can create ideas and share them with the world. Traditionally, almost no one could do that. You had to be a king. You had to be able to credibly convince people you spoke for a god. Everyone else had to shut up and just do as they're told. As recently as the 70s and 80s and 90s, you wanted to publish a book, you couldn't just publish a book. You had to appeal to a gatekeeper. And that publishing house would tell you your book wasn't good enough. You wanted to make videos and be on TV and be seen by millions, you had to be approved by a network executive. The result? Far fewer than 0.1 or 0.001% of people got to write books, got to make videos, got to have their own radio show. The gatekeepers made it virtually impossible unless you went to the right school, knew the right people, or just flat out got an incredible lucky break. Guess what? All that is over. These days, you can be in a poor African nation, create music, and it's heard around the world and even make money from it. You can be in South America, write a book, publish it on Amazon Kindle, sell it around the world and make money. You can be a high school student in Taiwan, create a podcast, have it heard around the world, get advertising revenue from it, have an impact, and really make a name for yourself. So this is the most exciting time in the world to be alive because you can quickly experiment with creating content and creating products and basically be your own boss. Now, you may love your job, and I'm not trying to convince you to quit your job if you have a great job. But no matter your job, you are going to enjoy life more when you have unleashed your creative potential and gotten an audience for it. There is something profoundly rewarding of getting an email or a message from someone on the other side of the world who's never met you, doesn't know you, isn't a friend of a friend, telling you about how something you created changed their life or really brought them joy. That's what Creatocracy is all about. And that's why I think this is the greatest time in the world to be alive. Plus, we talked about all the bad content, all the entertainment news, all the trash and garbage polluting our brains from the internet. But guess what? There are millions of books you can read for free. So you can be an extraordinarily poor person in Albania as long as you have a cheap cell phone and internet access from somewhere. You can access more than 1 million books just from Google for free. For $10 a month, roughly, on Amazon, and I'm not an affiliate, I'm not pushing this, on Amazon Kindle, you can have access to another 1 million books. So what that means is anybody can now become an expert on almost any topic for free or near free just with an internet connection. But you have to seek it out. If you want to become a well-known astrophysicist, and you're 13 years old and you live in New Zealand, there are going to be a lot of people coming after your eyeballs who want you to just play video games, who want you to just stay on Facebook, who want you to just play silly nonsense online and read about Hollywood gossip. So if you want to find these books on astrophysics, you have to actively, proactively seek it out. It's also never been easier to get great health information, information about nutrition, information about how to exercise effectively to make you healthy. So that's why I'm excited about the current era. My only regret is I'm not a high school kid right now, because I've spent a lifetime before this internet transition in the last 10 years and cell phone transition, creating books and videos and audios and CDs and VHS tapes, and met with failure. I created dozens and dozens of radio shows, TV shows, books, you name it, for about a 20-year patch of time and received nothing but failure. Well, nowadays, you don't have to do that. What used to take a year and a half to test something, you can now do in a weekend. You can come up with an idea Friday night, write the book Saturday, and have it uploaded on Amazon Sunday. If it doesn't work, you move on. That's what's so exciting about this current era. You can do things quickly without capital. In the old days, to create a product, you had to get capital, you had to get money from either a publishing house, a TV network, Hollywood big shots, Silicon Valley investors, before you could create something. Now, you just need an idea, time, thought, and in many cases, just your own cell phone. And you can create products, whether it's books, whether it's videos, whether it's a podcast. And I'm not talking about people who just are trying to be creative artists and sculptors and painters. I'm talking about people like you in absolutely any field. You can be an engineer, you can be a physicist, you have creative ideas that go beyond what anyone is paying you to do on a day-to-day basis. You now have the ability to capture those ideas, create products, do it quickly. What took me 20 years, as far as failing products, creating products, seeing them flop, going after investors, going around knocking on doors to TV stations to take my show, you can now do instantly with quick uploaded to YouTube. So that's why this is the most exciting time in the entire history of human beings to be alive.